What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Leo coming to you guys with yet another video. So, we got to talk about the whole Liv Morgan situation, and I was potentially going to talk about it on Friday, but a lot of stuff happened, so I wasn't able to. And a lot of stuff has definitely changed over the weekend, and more updates came out, so I decided just to give you the full rundown from start to finish. And then at the end of the video, I'll give you my thoughts and opinions on everything, and ultimately what do I think is going to come out of the situation. So we got to do two different articles. This is the first article. This is the one that came out on Friday. Then we'll do the other article pretty much where it gave you the update. So we're going to get into it right now. So WWE wrestler Liv Morgan arrested during traffic stop in Florida accused of marijuana possession. Jacksonville, Florida, Gianna Daddio, better known as WWE wrestler Liv Morgan, with over 2 million followers on Instagram, that's wild, was arrested Thursday in Central Florida and accused of felony marijuana possession. Daddio, 29, was arrested after she was erratically driving her Jeep near the Villages. The Villages news reported. Um, a Sumter County Sheriff's deputy said that they saw Daddios cross over the street lines several times, according an arrest report obtained by Village's News, and smelled marijuana when they got close to her Jeep. The deputy said they found marijuana in a pink fuzzy bag in the vehicle and a vape pen containing an oil-like substance. She was booked at Sumter County Detention Center and released after posting $3,000 bond. Jail records showed. The wrestler who said she lives in Spring Hill uh, faces charges of marijuana possession, not more than 20 grams, and possession of synthetic cannabinoid. Yeah. So off the bat, but they've been saying, I feel like, honestly, my opinion on it, I feel like some more states should kind of more like legalize this stuff, because in my opinion it's not that big of a deal. Now if she was under like a DUI and just completely intoxicated and stuff like that, I can understand that. But for her, it's just, it kind of sucks because she is one of the top people in the company and stuff like this. The thing with Florida, their laws is completely more strict than some of the states that we may live in. Like for me, Texas, it's strict down here, but not as strict as hers. But it's still strict nonetheless. So we're gonna get into the next article, the report, and this is the update on the whole situation. Brought to you by comic book. Um, yeah, comic book wrestling and stuff like that. So we're gonna get into this article now. WWE report reveals update on Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan was arrested on Thursday night in Florida and was released on a bond later that night. And now a report from PW Insider has provided an update on the situation and WWE's reaction to it. Morgan was reportedly arrested on charges of possession of synthetic cannabinoid, possession of marijuana, and a possession of drug equipment. According to the new report, several top executives were aware of the situation and had spoken with Morgan the day after the arrest, but kept information within a small circle. Those sources also stated that Morgan has already been penciled in for storylines in 2024, and this is not believed to change the plans, which is referred to as a high profile program. The report states that internally within the company, the rest doesn't appear to have hurt her standing. While they obviously want the situation resolved as soon as possible, it's not an issue that would put her in danger of being released. There's also a story making its way around the vape pen she was charged for possession of actually belonged to someone else. That's definitely going to be a turning point in the story, and they left it in her Jeep. The report sources say that WWE is waiting for the legal process to play out. Morgan is scheduled to be arraigned on charges on Monday, February 12th of 2024 at the Sumter County Courthouse in Florida at 9 a.m. She will enter a plea at a hearing, and charges of possession of marijuana not more than 20 grams is a first degree misdemeanor in Florida that can carry 1 year in jail or probation and a $1,000 fine. And if conviction of possession can also result in a 6 months driver suspension and a $1,000 fine. And the conviction of possession can also result. I already read that part. Sorry, you guys. Uh, Suspension and random drug testing, as well as reimbursement of fees related to this sentence. Morgan nor WWE have commented publicly on the situation, and WWE typically doesn't Morgan. Yeah, they don't pretty much comment on these type of things anyway. Morgan has been dealing with a shoulder injury since earlier this year and is still working on her return, but the report indicates that she is believed to be on her way back to the ring in time for WrestleMania, which would mean she would also need to return in early 2024 at least. Morgan was hurt in May. At the time, she was one half of the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions alongside Raquel Rodriguez. The team would have to vacate the titles due to injury, and that led to Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler becoming the new tag team champions. It's unknown whether Morgan will be brought back in a singles capacity as a part of a tag team with Rodriguez. Rodriguez has been focused on singles action since Morgan was injured, but the two superstars made a good tag team, so it could go either way. Yeah, man. This right here is very interesting because going back to what they just said, that I mean, for her, it's really up in the air with now because, they just said, she could be facing up to a year in jail based off what's been brought to the table thus far. She could be facing a year in jail, or she would get a probationary period, which I feel like if they were to do either or, I could see them doing a probationary period, but I can also see them want to put the wrist on her and put her in jail for a year. But I honestly think when I looked at the article, we were going through the article earlier, they literally stated that the vape pen was not hers. It was literally belonging to someone else. So that begs the question: if that is the case, could that make things better in hers for her situation going forward? Me personally, if that's not hers, then that could potentially make things better for her, because for one, that charge would not be going against her and her record, and two, if the bag of marijuana is not hers either, then it's also going to be one of those situations where they might just have to release the case and just drop all the charges. So I can see a situation like that happening, but also they are penciling her into to pretty much, be back in time for the Royal Rumble potentially, or potentially be in a contention for a high profile program going into WrestleMania. Now, we don't know what that is, but a lot of people have been speculating that if it's a high profile program, people are pointing the fingers at potentially her coming back at the Rumble and winning it, and potentially going on to face Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. Now, personally, I would love to see that happen, and I've been one of those people want that have been pushing for it and want it to happen. But the only thing that's potentially getting in the way of that is these legal issues. Because if she is going to face her for the title at Mania, and the Rumble is in January, I feel like it could happen. But what do you do in between that gap if somehow she can't make the shows in between that because of her going to court for all the legal issues and stuff like that. So that kind of makes the things a little bit more harder for her. What I think what could happen is, I feel like maybe a better option, if she doesn't potentially win the Rumble, even though I think she should, they could have her win Elimination Chamber. She could win Elimination Chamber, and then that punches her ticket for WrestleMania, because WrestleMania is in April, but Elimination Chamber is literally in February, late February, like February 27th, 28th, or something like that. And this is right after her court date. Her court date is the February 12th. If she is dropped of all charges, you could build a storyline of her coming back into the fold of things and have it be a situation where, okay, they have a mystery opponent being revealed to be part of this Elimination Chamber match for the women, and the winner goes on to face Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship at WrestleMania, and they build it up and they build it up and build it up, and then at pay-per-view itself, you have her make her return, and that's how you have her return to the company. But I also think you should think about is this right here and all of this stuff. You see, like with the whole mugshot, people have been going crazy over that and stuff like that. And I think this is might have her stock rise even more just because of this. I think this is going to cause her stock to rise even more than it was before she left after the injury and everything like that. This is definitely going to go a long way. And another thing, somebody had brought it to my attention. Me and my friends were talking about it. She could be like that Dominic Mysterio of the women's division, just for the simple fact that she kind of went to jail. You see how they did with Dominic? They turned that into a storyline. They turned that into his character. They made him being going to jail part of his character. And I think if they want to go all in on it, they could do the same thing for Liv Morgan. I wouldn't say she's technically a heel, but I don't think she would be a face either. I think she's somewhere in the middle where she she's just being hurt. She's not taking crap from anybody. She doesn't mind stepping up to any and everybody. She just does what she wants. And I think this is a character that I feel like having her be like this crazy type of person where she's just unhinged and she has that that factor of she's just been to jail and everything that's played out since then. I think that would be a great character for her because I think she can play it very well. I think for a babyface she's good, but I think a lot of things with her is sometimes it's just too generic of a babyface. This smiley all the time babyface. And I'm not saying every babyface needs to be the same, but I think there should be dimensions to every character. Every character that we see from a heel to face or tweener should have some type of dimension to their character to make them stand out amongst everybody else. Every character should be different. And I think Liv Morgan coming back with this persona of she's been to jail, she's not a heel, she's not a face, she's just being her, she's just crazy and unhinged. I think that's a character that I think other people can potentially buy into. I think people would buy into a person like that instead of just this green goody two shoes babyface all the time. I think they need to kind of change things up at sometimes. So I mean, hopefully things can be resolved with the whole Liv Morgan situation. If you guys know, I am a Liv Morgan fan. I have the Liv Morgan post in the background. You guys can see it right now. But hopefully all this stuff can get resolved because it's a good thing that WWE doesn't have any bad blood with Liv Morgan. There's no heat there. That's a good sign. And plus, they still have her in plans in place for her to be part of a big profile program going into Mania. We don't know if that's in a singles capacity or tag team capacity. I would think it would be singles capacity the way they kind of talk about it. So we will have to see. Hopefully everything, like I said, gets resolved and she can come back and do her thing. But comment down below, let me know what are you guys' thoughts and opinions on the whole Liv Morgan situation. What do you guys think is going to come out of this situation? Do you think she's going to end up getting a year in jail or probation, or do you think it's a potential that she could have all charges dropped against her since it's literally clearly stated that the pen was not hers? So we'll have to see how that plays out. But make sure you super kick that like button, Superman punch that post notification bell, and spear that subscriber. We're on the road to 750 subscribers. Become a subscriber today. I'm going to do more videos this week, so be on the lookout for more content from me. I appreciate everybody that's been subscribing to my channel. I appreciate all the love and support. I'll see you guys in the next video.